Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 0 to 60, and you guys are actually going to get to watch me fit these B58 plugs. Now, I need to thank everyone that commented on yesterday's video in regards to the discussion about different plug types. A lot of people, pretty much everyone that commented didn't have issues, and there were stories of 1 step colder, 2 step colder. I'm going to turn this charger off because I still don't know if it's safe to use in Australia. And it gets warm. Yeah, so the stories of people running 1 step and 2 step colder plugs, good power levels, and not having any issues. Like I said yesterday, I was running 2 step colder, and I didn't have any issues with the standard coils. Now, the issue I did have, since I put the B58 coils on, I noticed that the idle was rough. Now, it is sort of playing on my mind. Have I just noticed that because I fitted the coils and I was worried about my wiring on the coils, which I still haven't fixed, by the way. And maybe I missed that it was sounding like this with the old coils. I don't really know. I'm not really sure, but I want to change the plugs and see if we can get the engine to run any better, see if it changes the idle, and yeah, pretty much just go from there. I have managed to... There it is. Yeah, go from there. I have managed to gap the B58 plugs down to 0.020 of an inch. And sorry if I'm talking in inches and you guys don't like it. I just do that because most of the Americans run that. Now, actually, you know what I should do? Before I undo the coils, I should pull the wiring out of them. Come on. There it is. Who needs fingertips? I'm sure they'll get better once they've been used a few times. Or maybe they just get better when I learn how to undo them. There it is. Right, we'll get these coils out. I'm keen to see... Oh, just over-tightening them. I'm keen to see how worn or how much age is showing on these plugs. They've only done probably about 1,000 Ks, so not a lot of work. Got it. So, will they come off of the plug with the boot still attached? Oh, it's tight. Ugh. Hey, the boot come off. Spring's still there. We're good. The boot come off the plug, I should say. Coming off nicely. So yeah, actually, sorry, as it's the first time I've changed plugs with the B58 coils, I'm trying to pay attention. Oh, that's tight. Really tight. Interesting. On yesterday's video, there was a great post in the comment section from a young gentleman, and he actually shared a story from somebody that was an E85 carb tuner, and he'd been tuning E85 in the States forever with boosted and naturally aspirated big blocks, like proper drag cars. And his thoughts were, in summary, that you don't want to go any colder than a heat range of 7 when you're running E85. Now, as I touched on in yesterday's video, speaking from dated knowledge and not experience, I was under the impression that a hotter plug will give a cleaner burn more of the fuel, but it does risk the chance of pre-detonation. Now, in that post, which actually I will make it the top post in this video, he goes on to say that you don't have detonation issues with the E85. And I know that is the case. E85 hides a lot of the detonation noises. It's just what it does. And that's all well and good. However, it did cross my mind that he is tuning old carby motors, so he's probably listening to ping in the engine, where I've got a feeling the knock sensors on these are probably going to be a lot more sensitive to detonation than actual audible ping, even when you've got earmuffs on the block. Again, someone correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, long story short, he recommended not going any less than a heat range 7. And he also said that regardless of dyno numbers, cars that were tuned with a hotter plug and a richer mix, tended to be quicker. So I found that quite interesting because it's sort of like a lot of people chase lean burns with direct injection. Mind you, we've got port injection here, so. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. So a hotter plug and a richer mix normally resulted in a faster race car. Well, plug looks pretty good. Gapped down, very small. The GoPro's not going to pick that up. I will take a picture of all the plugs out once I have them out. In fact, I might just switch over to time lapse. I'll get all these plugs out and then we'll have a quick look at them. Okay, so I'll put a picture up of the N54 two-step coulter plugs that have been in this car, and they all look pretty good. The white porcelain section down near the tip, they're all pretty uniform. One's not burning hotter than the other, which means the engine's good. Plugs just look like every car that I've ever pulled the 85 plugs from. So no telltale signs from those. As I'm doing this, I'm realizing that I could probably smooth out the idle and not get misfires now that I've got more powerful coils just by opening up the gap. But I want to try B58s. So let's try B58s. First one is in. Now, I do run a little bit of anti-seize on the plugs, and every time I say that, people in the comment section tell me not to do it. I know that the NGKs have anti-seize on them, but ever since I had an NGK season ahead, I just put a little bit on. It should be really rare. I had an old Ford back in 2019, and it took me 3 days to get a spark plug out. Just letting WD and penetrant sit and bake in and try and free it up. It was a tense moment, but yeah, from now on, I just put a little bit of anti-seize on them. And I haven't had any issues. You will also notice I'm not torquing the plugs up. We have a torque wrench, but I don't use it. I just do them up tight enough. That's how I do plugs. That's how I've always done it. I'm sure people will tell me I'm an idiot, because I think it's supposed to be like 15 Newton meters or something. But I just do them tight enough. And hopefully you noticed as well, I didn't have any issues removing my old plugs. They don't leak. I've been lucky. I'm super keen to see if this is going to smooth the idle out. And even more keen if it makes the timing corrections look better. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, the B58 plugs should burn like a one-step coulter plug. So with a slightly richer mix, should burn better. We'll see. We'll see. All right, I'll switch back over to time lapse, and you will see me when we're starting it up. All right. I don't know where I put my keys. Where did I put my keys? I put them there. Keen-eyed viewers will notice that not much got done on the shed today, despite that being the whole plan. Anyway, let's see if the idle sounds any different, or if we have any check engine lights. Now that's just coming up because I think the battery's getting a bit low from being parked for a few days. A little bit of a splutter into life. Let's have a listen. It may be smoother. What I might do, I'll let it get off cold start. Could be that. That could be why it's a bit smoother. All right, I've put it in the back into the shed so you can hear the deep note, which I know the mic will pick up. I also just freaked out. There's a load of oil on the floor. That's from our quality jack, which isn't very good quality. Not the car, but I did panic for a sec. I think it's still got a bit of a rough idle. Still sounds a bit like it's canned. turn it off before I gas myself. But yeah, okay, so opening the gap up, going to a B58 plug. Hasn't sorted out that little bit of a lumpy idle. I mean, the last time I had a lumpy idle, we were down on compression in a cylinder. That cylinder showed discoloration on the spark plugs. So I was quite happy when I saw that there was no oil on any of the plugs. But it's still a bit of a lumpy idle. That's gapped at 0.020 of an inch. B58 coils with B58 plugs. Is it my wiring? Is it my dodgy crimping on those connectors? It could be. It could be. I mean, it's still quick. We're still making decent power. We still done a 5.89 1 to 2 the other day. Consistently can do 5.9s. I mean, it's still quick, but let me know your thoughts. I'm a bit perplexed. I am going to go and try and do another 1 to 2 in the next few days though, and if I break my 5.8 record, I will let you guys know. If not, I'll just keep trying until we do. Guys, thank you very much for watching. B58 coils are in. Sorry, B58 plugs are in with a slightly more open gap. I'm also keen to see if the larger gap causes any issues with timing corrections. I know gapping the plugs down to smaller gaps will normally let you run a bit more power. So this is the first time I've ran over 20 PSI with a larger gap than 0.018 of an inch. Anyway, it's late Saturday night. I'm going to go and have a drink. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.